We're the ones. Aren't you tired of angry people bring you down to that level? What's up, it's Gene. This word to be great. Unfortunately, we have to deal with angry people. We have people who come to work angry, they come to school angry, they're angry in your family, and their anger is so intense that when you interact with them, their anger can trigger you to become angry. And if you're somebody that's dealing with that, in this video, I want to talk to you about how to use silent power to deal with angry people. So what do I mean by this? Let me explain. When I was working in corporate America, I was a health coach, right? And I used to deal with a lot of back issues, exercise issues, you name it. Well, there were so many other people that worked in the corporation that had different backgrounds. Some people were CAD nurses, some people were respiratory therapists, and we all want to get paid more. We want to move up in the company. And what I noticed in the corporate world, it was almost like it was a game of gotcha, right? When somebody knew that it was position opening up, they would go to their current manager and they would tell them some dirt about somebody else. And the goal was to try to bring somebody else down, hoping they could promote themselves. That was not a route I wanted to take. I didn't want to be somebody that complained. I didn't want to be somebody that was snitching on other people, trying to find dirt on people. So I decided to take a different approach because I knew I wanted to be in management myself. So what I decided to do is, instead of me just having the one certification that the corporation asked us to get, I decided to get 5 more certifications, spending my own money. So when I apply for that management position, I can illustrate to them that I was a very self-disciplined person. So that's what I did. I applied for the management position, and I knew it was this one particular lady that had been working there for 30 years. She really wanted the position, but she was one of the main individuals that was always telling on people, trying to sabotage others because she thought that was her way to promotion. So when I applied for the job and I was in the interview, the manager at the time asked me, she said, Gene, what makes you think that you do good as a manager? I said, well, I'm the type of person I take initiative. For example, we were supposed to get 1 certification in my position. I went out and got 5 more certifications. And that impressed us so much. Not only did they give me more pay, I got promoted, but I got a lot more responsibility. And that one lady that applied for the job as well, that had been there for 30 years, I eventually became her manager. And she hated it so much. And this lady was so angry. She was so bitter. And I could see by the way she looked at me every day that she could not stand me. So one day I got an email from one of our members, right? And the member in the email said, hey, I need one of y'all coaches to reach out to me because I need to get this coaching call done. It just so happened that that member was one of the members of that lady that had been there for 30 years. So I sent her the email and I said, hey, are you going to reach out to this lady again today? And she sent me an email back in big capital letters. If you looked at the email, you would have seen I've already called her. I mean, it was big letters like that. And I was like, man, I can't believe she just sent this to me. So I went on the chat and I said, could you come to the office real quick? So she come to the office and I say, listen, I know that you called the lady because I said in the email, are you going to reach out to her again? And then she just went off. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand why you're in that position. I am old enough to be your mother. And I don't need you telling me what I did and did not do. And in that moment, this angry person was starting to trigger me. I felt myself becoming angry. But I decided to use my silent power. I didn't say anything. I didn't react. I didn't respond. I just let her sit up there and yell and scream. And when she finally got through talking, I looked at her and I said, you are absolutely right. You are old enough to be my mama, but today I am your boss. And I will not under any circumstances allow you to disrespect me like that again. If this happens again, you will no longer be employed at this corporation. Are we on the same page? She looked at me and boy, she was mad. She said, yes, I understand. You see, when you're dealing with an angry person, it is so easy to be triggered by that angry person to the point that you become angry. You lose your cool. You start yelling at them. And that's not going to help you. What it's going to do is going to rob you of your peace. It can rob you of your authority if you're hired in a leadership position. And it can bring you down to that level to the point that you start to feel small within. So how can you start using your own personal power to deal with angry people? Number one, Do not let that person trigger an angry reaction out of you. You see, when that lady was in that office yelling at me to the top of her lungs, I felt myself getting triggered. But I knew at that moment, if I allowed her to trigger me and if I started yelling back at her, she could say that I was disrespecting her as a manager. I came at her. I was threatening to her. It was so many things she could have done. So what I decided to do is not allow her anger to trigger my anger. So number one, you cannot allow these angry people to trigger you. 2, respond to the individual respectfully and sternly. See, it's very tempting to react to that person and yell at them and be angry towards them. Instead, if you stay calm and you respond with respect and you're very stern, it puts you more in a powerful position. You see, when I responded to that lady, I did agree with her that she was old enough to be my mama. But I also sternly reminded her that I was her boss now. I was her manager. And I was very, very stern when I explained to her I would not tolerate those type of outbursts. I would not tolerate that type of disrespect. But if I did not do that, then she would felt inside that I would tolerate that type of disrespect. And so when you're dealing with an angry person and you have an opportunity to respond, make sure that you're respectful and you're stern, because that sets a boundary, and let that person know that you are not under any circumstances gonna tolerate that type of disrespect. When you can stay calm and use that silent power instead of reacting out of anger, it puts you in a position of power. So I want to encourage you to use your silent power when dealing with angry people, because you are worthy to be great. If you like this video, I want to ask you to like and share this video. Also, join my Word to Be Great newsletter. This newsletter is designed to help you build your self-worth, self-discipline, self-confidence so you can go after your goals and dreams. So click the link below and join my newsletter today.